In this exercise, which is designed to suit the needs of Windows and Macintosh people alike, I'm going to show you how to install a group of color settings that I've created in advance for you that go by the name Best Workflow. So here's the idea. In order to get consistent colors across the various Creative Suite applications, as well as take advantage of the rich array of colors that are available to you in these powerhouse graphics programs like Illustrator and Photoshop and so on, and to give the colors that you see on screen half a chance of outputting accurately, you need a suite-wide color management engine, and Creative Suite has just such an engine. It goes by the name ACE, or Adobe Color Engine, which is a really great thing, by the way. The only little black cloud on the horizon here is that Adobe has seen fit to impose some default color settings that don't ideally suit the needs of working professionals or those who aspire to achieve the best results. So what I'm going to have you do is just switch things out ever so slightly by installing a file, and let me show you that file. It's this guy right there, Best Workflow CS5.csf, found inside the 00 Setup folder. We're going to install that yet again in a very specific location. And I'm going to show you that location just as I did when we installed DKeys. I'll show you what those locations are in the various platforms, and then I'll show you a special trick that gets you to that location more easily on the PC. Doesn't work on the Mac, but that's okay. We'll get you there. And so to show you those locations, I'm going to open this image right here. It's called bestworkflowinstructions.tiff. So let's open that up inside of Photoshop. It's this file, as you can see, and I'll switch to the full screen mode so that we can take it in detail. Copy the file bestworkflow cs5.csf to a location on your hard drive depending on your platform. So this is where it's going to go on the PC, in one of these two locations, but as I say, I got a trick for you so you can hold on for a moment. But still, might as well make yourself aware of it. Under Windows XP, it's going to be on a C drive inside Documents and Settings inside the User folder. User is your computer login name, of course. Inside the Application Data folder spelled out under XP. Then you go into Adobe, then into Color, then into Settings. Under Windows 7 and Vista, it's C, then the Users folder, then User, probably your name. App Data, instead of Application Data spelled out, Roaming, Adobe, Color, and Settings. All right, so just bear that in mind, you Windows people. I'm going to show you a better way in just a moment. On the Mac, you go to the Finder, the desktop level of your computer, and you choose the Home command from the Go menu. Incidentally, this has a keyboard shortcut of Command-Shift-H, in case you're curious. And then you go ahead and open this folder, the Library folder, which you'll see inside of Home, Application Support, then go into Adobe, then into Color, and then into the Settings folder, and then go ahead and copy that Best Workflow CS5.csf file from the 00 Setup folder to this Settings folder right there. All right, so there we have it. Everybody, Macintosh and Windows people, I want you to go to Illustrator. Let's go over to the Illustrator application here, and then go up to the Edit menu and choose the Color Settings command, or you can press Control-Shift-K, Command-Shift-K on the Mac. That brings up the Color Settings dialog box right here. Now, by default, Settings will probably say North American General Purpose 2. Which goes ahead and uses the sRGB workspace, which is not an ideal space for professionals. I'll just put it that way. We'll get into more detail about it in the next exercise. But here's what you do. Those of you who are working on the Mac, just wait a moment. You PC people, go ahead and click on the Load button, and you'll go right to that folder I was telling you about. Notice we're looking at the contents of the Deke McClellan folder. That's my user folder. Inside of App Data, Roaming. Then we're inside the Adobe folder, Color, and then Settings. So we're right where we need to be under Windows 7, Windows Vista, or Windows XP. It's going to be a different path on XP, but you will be at the right location. Then I want you to go ahead and bring up that 00 Setup folder right there, and grab Best Workflow CS5.csf and drag it and drop it into that dialog box window. So go ahead and drop it in there, and then you'll go ahead and copy that file to the desired location just like that. Now, at this point, you would click on the Open button, and that will go ahead and open the Best Workflow settings as you see right there. Now, if you're working along with me on the Mac, because you already copied the file to the proper location, what you need to do is click this down pointing arrowhead and choose Best Workflow CS5 from the list. And that will go ahead and load the base settings that you need to be using. Click OK in order to apply those settings to Illustrator. In the next exercise, I'm going to run through the color settings that we just modified.